Hi, I'm Angela Chambliss, a co-founder of Angels in Tech, Angels in Me Foundation. I'm excited to be here for Kids Against COVID-19. You should have received an amazing tech box from Angels in Tech. Inside this tech box, you should have a microbit controller, PPE, which includes protective gear, along with a face mask, gloves, and a disease detective journal for you to chart your path as becoming an official disease detective. This event is sponsored by the DeKalb County section of the National Council of Negro Women. Today, we'll be coding a thermometer using JavaScript program language. Our focus will be on science, technology, engineering, and math. As it relates to science, we'll be doing our disease detection as it relates to how to use a thermometer to find and identify a disease within the body. From a technology standpoint, we'll be coding using JavaScript programming language. We will be engineering by the build of our microbit controller, and then we'll be using math to determine what the actual temperature is. You're the disease detective. Through Angels in Tech, we'd like to use project-based learning. So you're the disease detective. And as that disease detective, you'll be building a thermometer using this microbit controller. I'd like you to imagine that you are now this detective that has an important task of trying to cure and find how to cure a disease. You're going to use your innovative skill set to build a disease detection tool to stop the spread of a virus using technology. The microbit. The microbit is an actual controller. It's a pocket-sized computer that introduces you to how software and hardware works together. It has an LED light display, buttons, sensors, and many input and output features that you can program and physically interact with. Coding. I'm sure you know what coding is, but for basics, coding is the process of designing and building an executable computer program to accomplish a specific computing results or to perform a specific task. JavaScript. JavaScript is a text-based program language used on the client side and server side that allows you to make web pages or applications. So let's build it. You've got your microbit controller, your laptop, and internet access. That is exactly what you'll need to complete this exercise. First, you'll need to go to makecode.microbit.org. Again, that website is makecode.microbit.org. Once you arrive at this site, you would click on projects and you would have the opportunity to click on new project. After you click on new project, you'll be requested to give your project a name. So let's name our project. After you name your project, you'll click create. Your project is now creating. Let's talk about the screen. This is the microbit editor. So on your editor, on your left, you have the actual microbit controller. This is exactly how the device in your box looks. And by now, I hope that you have already taken the device out of your box, and we're going to talk about how to put it together. On your actual controller, you have two controls, A and B. Think of this as a video game controller that you had in your hand. You have your left controller and your right controller. The unique thing about this, you also have an LED panel on your microbit. To your right, you have your actual editing window. You are able to switch between different coding platforms. For the purpose of today's exercise, we'll be using JavaScript. I'd like for you to remove the standard code that is on your screen. You'll type the following: input dot on button pressed. We're defining what button will be pressed. The controller that'll be pressed will be button.a. We want to tell button.a what that function would be once you click on the controller. The function that will occur once you click on the control A, you will show the number. That number would be the input of the temperature, and it will appear in Celsius degrees. The cool thing about this is, as you hover, and this is a learning-based tool, as you hover over each command, you are able to see exactly instructional guidance that tells you what that command is doing. So here you're able to see that it's telling you about the button, the control, and you're saying do something when button A or B is pushed down and released again. Okay, and that is the point what you're doing. And as you push button A down, you're saying that you want to be able to show the number of the temperature. Now, if we go back to our actual controller in the previous screen, I'd like for you to click the play icon. We're going to click Control A, press and release, and you should see temperature to appear. Now, how is this important? This is important because once we download this code to your actual controller, you will notice that the controller will have a temperature on it. So how is this important? The controller temperature is measuring the temperature of the actual device. If the device was affixed to your wrist, to your leg, to your arm, the device would take the controller up to where the device would take the temperature of where the controller is affixed to. That can help stop and control the spread. One thing that we know about diseases is diseases start within the body at a certain body point temperature. So with that being said, you're now able to create a device that you can use at home to tell if you have a temperature, which could be some boiling point of your body, a bacteria in your body that needs to be exposed. And it will be the perfect sign for you to either see your local health care provider or contact your parent to assist you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to simply download this code. So you would click on the download icon here. And you're going to download this code to your computer. The code is now downloaded to my computer. And you're going to follow the instructions that are stated here on the screen. You will connect the microbit to your computer with the USB drive. And then once you do that, you will move the hex file that is located in your downloads and copy and paste it to your actual USB drive. Let's do that. Now, what I've done is I've plugged in my microbit controller into my computer. I've plugged in the USB cable from my microbit into the USB slot on my laptop. After I do that, very similar to plugging in a USB drive, I now have a new drive that appears on my computer. In addition, I've opened up a second window, which I find very helpful in order to add or move files around, because really what you're doing is you're moving a file. So what you want to do is you want to just drag and drop is the easiest way that I would do it. And I would just literally drag this file over to this particular drive. And they'll let you know that you're copying it. This is a Mac with the windows, you'll still receive the same thing. Once that's done, you'll have the opportunity to eject your microbit. So you just want to eject your microbit. So now let's see how it works. Isn't that cool? So now I've downloaded the microbit controller to my device. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply press Controller A, press and hold Controller A, and now I see the temperature appears. Again, the disease detection aspect of this is the temperature of the device. If the device was affixed to my hand or to my wrist for a period of time, the controller would then take on the temperature where it's affixed to. And so this is critical because, again, with disease detection, it's critical in understanding how disease detection impacts your body temperature. With you now having the capability to create your own microbit controller to detect if your body has overheated and has some type of disease and bacteria in it, it's amazing because you'll be able to detect that, inform your parent, and go to your nearest healthcare provider to figure out what your symptoms are and what is taking over your body. Isn't that cool? So now I want you to think beyond COVID-19. Now that you've learned how to code using JavaScript, you are also able to add condition statements. For example, if the temperature is below or above a certain range, how about you display a smiley face or a sad face on your microbit controller? Wouldn't that be cool? Or if your temperature is below or above a certain range, how about you make a beep noise with your microbit controller? Isn't that cool? We want you to take this opportunity that Angels in Tech has facilitated with you today and be able to really impact change within your community. We want you to continue to fight the fight of our public health experts across the world that are trying to impact communities of color that have been vastly impacted by COVID-19. We challenge you to take this innovation into your homes, into your community, and impart knowledge on your family, on how an important understanding your body temperature can help save your life. Again, we look forward to having you participate in the next Kids Against COVID Academy. Thanks. Bye-bye.